Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Power Block here on Boss Rush Media. I am your host, the Enlightened Excited Eddie V, live with the Continator herself, Miss Cordy Yikes.
Hello everybody.
And Bossman himself, Mr. Corey Derry. Come on, good sir.
Hello, I'm ready for this weekend to be over. Your energy's too much. I'll see you in 7 years.
Right. Hey, hello everybody. We are live from PAX East. We are recording Nintendo Power Block
I'm excited.
together. We are in the building. We had a great time at PAX East. We played a lot of games, did a lot of interviewing. Got to work with an awesome team. And we have content on bossrush.net. And before we get into everything, Corey, do you have any words? Anything?
I mean, I think we've done a lot of interviews and we've done a lot of things with a lot of different cool people, right? And also, like, we've recorded a bunch of segments over the course of the week and tonight, specifically with the team. And it's just a different cadence. And a different feeling when you're in person, right? I mean, Ed, we became friends when I was still doing a podcast in person with friends.
Yes.
And I mean, ever since then, like, it's been remote. Everything's been remote except for a couple episodes of Power Block when you came to visit. When the Switch came out was the last time I saw Ed physically as a human. But you know, being here with you and Cordy and obviously Stephanie and Pat and David and Mary Helen and us having a team and seeing our friends like Grayson and Roger from Gamerheads and, you know, everybody, Asa, right, from
Yes.
Borderline Entertainment, we saw, and meeting a bunch of new friends like Level 1 Gaming, and it's just been really fun to be in person. And like, I'm not a huge hugger. Oh no, what's going on? Oh wow.
What is it?
It's the Boss Rush team photo from PAX. Pat just texted us the old team photo.
Finally.
So it's this, for me personally, this has been the kind of like the moment I've been waiting for as a creator, right? Like being together with the team, you know. I love all you guys, and you guys are all my best friends. And like, Cordy, I know we don't talk as much as Ed and I do,
right.
And you know, Stephanie and Pat and I do, obviously. But like, I feel like this group is, you know, the group that's here, I've become closer with everybody, just for the simple fact that we're together, right?
Yeah.
And I know kind of living together for 4 days in an Airbnb is not like the ideal way you want to see your friends, right? But like, out on the show floor, testing games, meeting people. I mean, we met so many like people like we would consider internet celebrities or
Yes.
gaming icons or YouTube megastars. I mean, Matt Storm, right? They're you know, Danomac's friend. They are Danomac's friend, and I recognize his YouTube content all the time, and I had no idea that him and Danomac have been friends for 20 years, and that, you know, me and them became friends from PAX, and it was awesome. And they gave me their business card, and I gave them mine, and it was awesome. And I met their co-host. I think his name is Jake or Jacob. I'm probably wrong, and I'm really sorry. For the Fun and Games podcast. And you know, Ed meeting the Iron Lords for the first time for me, or Major Nelson was here at the Midwest Games booth, and you know, the biggest highlight for me was the ex Giant Beastcast crew was here doing a 5-year reunion panel after they closed down Giant Bomb East, and I met Vinny and Jeff Bacalar and Abby Russell, and they couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, and obviously the big one for the team was Ben Starr of Final Fantasy 16 fame, and now Warframe, and probably he's going to be the next Troy Baker, right? He's going to be the English Troy Baker. He's going to be in everything. And he couldn't have been more genuine.
Yeah.
And, a lot of it is like, yeah, sure, we're at a gaming event. They know they're going to get fans coming up to them the entire time. If this was like a random Thursday, would it be different? I don't know. But at the end of the day, we met them. We had not just saying hi, but like I talked to Iron Lords for like 15 minutes. I talked to, the Beastcast crew for a little over 5 minutes. I talked to Pat and I talked to Major Nelson for like 10 minutes. And like, I kept being like, well, I don't want to waste your time. I just want to tell you, been listening to Major Nelson Radio and the Xbox podcast for, I said, I don't want to date either of us, but for since the beginning. And he said, he chuckled, and it was a fun interaction. But like, those are the things we're all going to remember. Cordy, you met TikTokers and, people that, you are the TikToker of the group and the shorts and...
I'm the iPad baby.
Yeah. But, that type of content creator. You saw people that you admire and you found people that you admire. And it was just...
I got to talk to Blizz, who he's a Twitch streamer, but he was on Rooster Teeth.
Really?
For the last two, he was doing their news and everything. And Bliss used to live in Chicago, I think, before he moved out. So I know his contents and shorts from his Twitter. And then when I just walked into the room and seen him sitting on the table by Pat, I was just like, I didn't know you was gonna be here. He's like, yeah, I come here for PAX. I'm just like, hey, Liz. I'm like, I'm at that retro. I'm ever from Boss Rush Network. I don't know if you follow me or anything, but I'm like, I see your content, and I'm like, I really appreciate it. And I joked around with him with the whiteboard thing. He's just like, yeah, people give me that. And then they was doing something for D&D, which was really cool. I posted the picture on my Twitter and everything, but he was really cool and down to earth. And I knew he was tall. I just didn't expect him to be he's almost my Corey height. And then there was another guy that I didn't know, but he was like super cool and down to earth, and he was taller than Biz. I'm like, Biz. And so meeting people from Wisconsin and like seeing them. There was one person. Hopefully, I don't know if they still here or anything, but Lenardi, he's a great person. That I seen him, but I didn't know if that was him. Yeah. And it was him, and I was just like, I missed my opportunity to go see him. Mr. Badbit from the Trophy Room podcast. He knows Luke Lore, who hosts XEP, which is an Xbox podcast. And Mr. Babbitt talks all things PlayStation, and I was just glad to see him. Court was here he's a former podcaster from Carpool Gaming. Now he's doing something else, but still PlayStation and kind of connected to Ubisoft. He was here, but I think he might have left. I didn't get a chance to see him or anything, but he was one person I wanted to see, and it was just so amazing. And Matt that I seen, he's a content creator and a voice actor. And when I knew he was here, I had to say hi. He had on these yellow headphones with a Persona 5 coat. And I was just like, I had to go see him. And I seen him, and I went to go talk to him. He's phenomenal. And he was giving his card out and just go, you guys need a voice actor, I'm available. He's a phenomenal voice actor too. He's really, really good. So I was just happy to see people that I follow and comment with, but just to see it interact with them, that was so cool. And just having these, even our shorts and of us recording who we are and taking pictures as a group and letting people know that, hey, this is Boss Rush. We want to show you what we can do. We want to deliver content that we love and that we could bring to you so that you could view it, and if you enjoyed it, you could bring it to other people, let them know, like, hey, check out this website, listen to this podcast. And that's what we do. Like this, I told Corey, this is a big experience for us because we've, as much as we do in the podcast and the writer side, we've never covered a big event like this.
Yeah.
And we
At least not in this fashion, right? I mean,
yes.
I've been to PAX before, but never as media. And I mean, Ed, you've been to plenty of plenty of events, but like not as media. So like it's,
Yes.
even though we're covering it, we're not covering it in a real, quote unquote, meaningful way to where people are going to see who we are and what we're all about. It's more, I mean the badges literally say media on them as opposed to like the 4-day pass or the day pass or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And that clearly made a huge difference in who we got to talk to, how they interacted with us.
Yeah.
Because like I was at a booth, I won't say which one it is, but like I walked over, they came over to me instantly, started talking to me, and they tried to kick someone off of a thing to let me play it. I said, you don't have to kick them off. Let me ask you some questions first. And, within that time, that person had kind of walked away and I started to get to play the game. But like that, I've been on the other side of that before.
Yeah.
And that sucks. And I didn't want that person to experience, because, I mean, yes, we are privileged enough to get these badges for free.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it costs a lot of money to get here and stay and eat and, live a life for 4 days here.
Yeah.
But like these passes, like to go for 1 day is like $75. That's not an insignificant amount of money to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right.
If we were to have to pay for the PAX event and all of this, half of us wouldn't have even been here.
I don't think any of us would be here.
No.
To be honest, yeah, maybe as fans, we might have gotten like a 1 or 2 day pass and gone home. Like I have, like the first time I ever came to PAX, we drove on a Thursday and we drove all night. We arrived at like 5 o'clock in the morning. We parked in the parking lot. We slept in the parking lot. We went to PAX all day. And then we drove home. Like that was my first PAX experience. It was fun. It was great.
Who did you go with?
Some people that I was working with at the time.
So like people that were just like, it's a convention kind of thing?
Well,
instead of like us, they were like, it's a convention.
No, like they were fans of games and they wanted to go to play games and see panels and stuff. But like we only had enough money for 1 day. We didn't have enough money to pay for a hotel because we were line cooks in a restaurant. And, we just wanted to go. And a lot of people's first experiences at these cons are like that. And,
Yeah.
I feel very lucky that, not only the podcast success across the board, but like, I mean, David has put together an amazing, like, series of organizational documents and having people learn the right skills and promote the right way. And yeah, even though it's a volunteer thing, like the fact that there's not only the 6 people in the leadership team, and then you have, Mary Helen and Cordy, who are kind of like higher, like I would consider them higher up than the people who do normal stuff for us, right? Like, and then you have the 25 people on the writing team that have volunteered their time and their effort to do content for the website. The fact that there's maybe like 40 people involved in this, when, just 4.5 years ago, Ed and I barely knew what to even call the podcast. And, coming out of a former podcast group and moving into a new one and not really knowing where we stood with fans, friends, former friends, former work colleagues, like we just knew, you, me, and Jesse, we have to include Jesse in here too, because even though he's, not with us currently, he still helped us build this, initially, and still his presence is felt here in a lot of ways still. The fact that it came to this, and 4.5 years later we've built a team who believes in the 2 words that we put up first before we even came up with the name. Like, we had been doing a podcast, but it was like we knew it wasn't going to be the name, but we still wanted to podcast, and we were like, well, we'll change the name when the time is right.
Yeah.
The first 2 words Ed and I ever wrote down were be better.
Yeah.
Be better to people. Be better to, the listeners. Be better to a community if we ever had one. Be better to the people that we bring in. Be better to our guests. Be better across the board. And yes, play games, be better is like a play on, okay, well, if you're going to play the game, you got to be better at it to beat it. But also, like, the message, so many people believe in that message. And, Ed and I don't take that lightly. Like, it's very special that many people, including you, Cordy, like, believe in the message and just want to do interesting, cool things without, for lack of better terms, sorry parents, be a dick about it, or think you're on another level because your content, it gets more views or is of higher quality than someone else, right? Like, not to like take up the whole show with PAX. We're going to get into some cool things, right? But like cosplay, Cordy, we talked about, there's a lot of great cosplay, and there was a lot of cosplay that you could tell, maybe this was their first time, or their budgets weren't high, or, they're still trying to figure it out, but they're still putting it out there. And you and I both went out and made sure we were telling people that their cosplay was cool, right?
Yeah.
Like that Bowser you saw, or
I love that Bowser.
yeah, or some of the anime people that were out there. And Ed, we took your picture, which is really funny. Like, it's like, I went out of my way. Somebody who, those Korok people were hilarious.
Yeah.
And there was some great Final Fantasy X cosplay that, like, it's one of my favorite games of all time. And like the fact that they like took the time to make the costumes properly, and they weren't like, oh, look at me, sexy version of this character. It was like those costumes were amazing. And I had to tell them, like, look, big Final Fantasy X fan, you guys look great. That's all I want to say. And then I would walk away. And like, it was, I tried to make sure the people that were trying, right?
Yeah. Even the guy that had the sign that said your cosplay is cool. Like, he was even trying to like make, and he wore that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll see him there tomorrow morning when we go.
So. Like, genuinely tell him thank you. Like, that was super cool of you.
Yeah. So, thank you, Corey, for that.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're going to get into Snacktendo PAX Edition.
Yeah.
So we all kind of had different things throughout the week. Of course, we all had Starbucks. I had this pineapple lemonade drink refresher from Starbucks, which was so good. I truly, truly loved it. And everybody, if you don't know, just to let you know, we met Ben Starr at Starbucks. And I think the title episode is called Ben Starbucks, which is a great name. And shout out to Ben Starr. I know other people have met him, took pictures. He generally was down to earth, and when he said that, I just like being an idiot and being dumb sometimes.
Pat sat here on the couch yesterday and watched that Tifa video Ben Starr made, and it's like, that is not the same guy we met in Starbucks in like a good way. But
and the thing about it is, I asked him about that Tifa outfit, the Tifa clip. I'm like, how did you come up with it? He was just like, well, I bought the outfit, and when I seen the video and they dropped it, I was just like, oh, I probably got to make a video out of this.
Yeah.
And it was so unexpected that it just made people laugh. That even Sony themselves had put Tifa like in a tweet to as a comment. And so, and I told them, I was just like, thank you for making us laugh, and thank you just for all of this other content and stuff. Like, you really blew up once the guy who played Mario, Charles, who was the voice of Mario, when he left from being Mario, Ben Starr made a video for that to audition, and when that happened and it was so funny, he blew up from that. So he took advantage of all of the stuff, and I think because of that, it made him very popular. So, and then just to hear, you know, he got his drink, we all got our drinks and stuff. It was very interesting that he would just walk in, just commonly walked in as just a regular person.
Yeah.
And, you know, allow us to talk to him, shake his hand, and, you know, take a picture with us. Like, he engaged in the picture part. He was just like, you guys want to take a picture with me? And
Yeah.
just like,
Shaking everyone's hand. It was really good.
as we all held our coffees, even him. And so, like, it was so good to meet Ben Starr. I had some cheeseburger egg rolls with ketchup as the dipping sauce, and it was phenomenal.
And your drink?
Oh, I had a strawberry bubble tea. When I talk about anointings,
Yeah.
that thing was anointed. And the thing with this bubble tea is that it had a nice strawberry taste, but the bubbles that was in it, when you taste it and you like kind of bite down on it or do something with your tongue with it, it would explode with flavor.
Yeah.
So what was weird was that even though it was strawberry in the drink, the bubbles had a cherry taste to it, and it was so good. So shout out to all the food trucks that was at PAX.
Yeah.
What was really cool about them is like they had different ones, and when I went to the place that had the egg rolls and everything, the servers were amazing. They were super nice, and I definitely had to tip them because they were just like, you know, we want to have fun, we want to serve people, and everybody was just so cool about it. Like, no one was catching a fit, or no one was just like, oh, I got the wrong milk. Nobody was doing that.
And those
Everybody
lines were crazy.
They were crazy.
But they went quick, which was really, like, shocking.
Sorry, I'm on the website doing some stuff. I have not seen this picture of us. When was this taken?
You remember? So we was about to leave. Grayson gave me that Final Fantasy hat. And so you had the glasses on, and I stopped you. And I'm like, Corey, come on, let's take the picture. You didn't want to take the picture, like, no. But I was just like, come on, let's act like, you know, we cool, bro. So you had slowly put it on. And I think Stephanie went and took the picture. So Pat got in. So I was just like, yo, because Corey was looking cool with the glasses. I don't know where you got them from.
The Guardian Mental Health Center gave them to me.
So while he's looking like, hip hop boy, I was just like, let me put on this 2000, and we was just looking like we was hip hop boys, like we was in a cross colored and everything. And then that's when Pat came in, was just like, yo, it was a spur of the moment, but it was just like, let's be cool, let's be hip. So that's where that picture came from. You guys could check the website to see it at buttress.net. It is our day 3. Our day 3 of our highlights, so do go check that out. But back to Snacktendo. I had that. We ordered these gourmet burgers. I had a Raphael Dever burger, which was really good. They had cherry pickle peppers with it, so it was supposed to be sweet and spicy, it kind of threw my whole burger off because I had never tasted that. Tasted it. It was very spicy, but yet it was good. The fries were a bomb. The fries were amazing.
Yeah.
Truly love that. And then for our dinner, I did try. I got a tuna poke bowl, which was really good, kind of gourmet. They took the avocado out because I asked them to, and they gave me these kind of chips. So when I ate the poke, I bit into the chip, and it was just a good combination. We have adult beverages, and I'm gonna leave that at that.
Yeah,
but
let's do that in After Dark.
I did, yeah, I did have this berry plum Mountain Dew, which was really good. I think I needed to let it get a little bit warmer so I could taste the flavor. But it was good. It's a flavor that they don't sell in Illinois. And then right here, everybody, I have Baja Blast lemonade, which was really good and refreshing. To eat. I have a Boston Cream 7-Eleven, like the Hosty cakes. You know
Yeah.
how they have the pie filling.
And that's the best one.
Yeah, so they have 4 different flavors, and I brought all 4. So I'm going to throw them in my bag.
Shocker, Ed bought all the food.
They're gonna go in my bag, and we're gonna fly to Illinois, and I'll.
Why do I feel like this is going to be the same conversation we're going to have next week about like this is
Oh, yeah, it will.
the cream pie
It'll
is
be
a
like-
different one.
I finished all 4 of them, and this one's my
This
favorite.
is my favorite. But yeah, but actually they have those. I have some Gushers, mixed flavor Gushers. No one carries them. That was the first time that
Really?
I seen it. So when I offered you one, I didn't know about the red coloring
Yeah.
that you can have. But I seen them just like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me try. That was one of the things that I want to do in PAX was taste the different food that was here.
Yeah.
I still want to go to that shop that's up there. It's a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
And I would need to like go up there, get a piece of pizza, and then
So
come
that's our
back.
lunch. Well, when we come back.
Yeah, that could be our lunch.
Yeah.
So, because we're leaving early and everything. But that's pretty much what I snacked on here at PAX. We did have Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we did.
We did have Burger King and everything, and that burger was so good.
Yeah. What's so bad is like Steph hyped up the burger place, the like gourmet one.
Yeah.
And it was good. But that Burger King was way better. Like, no lie. I enjoyed that Burger King. I was like, oh man, this is just so good.
Yeah, and we had the Dunkin' Donuts hash browns.
Yeah.
Which is no joke.
Even though we had to walk across the street in the wind sideways.
No, that was the first time
was
we
the
did
first day.
Dunkin' because
Yeah.
we did the coffee there.
Yeah. No, that's when you ran to Dunkin' and magically appeared back into the house with the hash browns.
Yeah, that was the next day.
Yeah.
But when we first went to it with the wind, me and Courtney was just like, okay, we're gonna cross the street. Let's get some Dunkin'
no
Donuts.
big deal.
And this went straight the Wizard of Oz
Yeah.
us to the other side, and it was literally.
You think people on the news are faking whenever they're walking all sideways, and then the news reporter's like, "Oh, it's windy really bad." I'm like, "There's no way wind can blow that hard."
It-
You felt it on that first day.
Yeah.
You knew that wind was like tilting you sideways. I was like, I'm scared to walk across the street, and walk sideways again. But luckily we didn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was my snack tendo. Courtney, what was your snack tendo here at PAX?
I'll keep it simple. All the food was good, and even like the list of food that we've talked about. But my favorite thing, I thought I wasn't gonna like it, was the key lime cheesecake at the hotel at the West End.
Ooh.
Yeah, when we all had that
yeah.
like little snack thing, and we met Grayson over there.
Yes.
That was delicious. That was so good. I honestly was like, I want to order another one and like take it home with me. But then I didn't know on the scale of how much sugar I should really have. Because that's all I ate was just that for dinner. I just ate dessert for dinner that night. That was great. Yeah. That was my favorite.
Corey, what did you snack on
Not a lot, because nobody reminded me to eat lunch during the week.
Everybody reminded
I'm just kidding.
him.
That
What
was
he
a joke.
decided to do was like run and hide from everyone.
I was connecting with people.
Yeah, the other
With Red Bull
people
in your system.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
just
Look.
Red Bull.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm sorry, I have to tell the story. So, we come back, I think it was Thursday. We come back from PAX. Everybody's just like so relaxed. Corey's just like, I'm about to make a run the speedway. So, Corey is with Corey. They go to speedway, they come back, and Corey has a bag. So it's just like, okay, he bought some Red Bull. He puts the bag down and just starts talking 16-ounce Red Bull, 16-ounce Red Bull, 16-ounce Red Bull,
Hey,
Red
but
Bull.
kudos to him because there was a bigger size and he was contemplating on it. And he's like, no, I'll stick with the 16.
They restocked the 16s, but I was just like, I'm still gonna get this 20.
To be fair, the 16 ounces were like 2 for something, and the 20 ounces were not on sale.
Yeah. And so
That was the decision, everybody.
Yeah.
and so he's put out these 4, and then he put out one white monster, and then another white monster, and then closed the bag. And we're just like, Corey, you're gonna kill yourself.
Look, Stephanie asked me to grab her something.
Yeah, sugar-free espresso.
Right, but we were running out of the good monster, and was only flavored ones left that were okay, but everybody prefers the plain white ones. We had a whole, like, when Pat and you Ubered, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we
and
beat
you and
y'all.
Mary Helen went to
Burger
Burger
King.
King, and Stephanie and I were walking back by ourselves. We had a whole conversation. I'm like, yeah, we just like the plain. It's for fuel, not for taste.
So the funny thing, it was just fun again, continually putting out the Red Bull without even looking at the bag. It was just so funny.
Yeah. Well, look, to function properly at these events, you got to have the energy to be at these events.
Yeah.
And yes, should I have eaten lunch? Yes.
Yeah.
But I did not eat lunch, and I had caffeine fueled fire.
Yeah.
But for dinner, the first night, the burgers, I loved the burger. I got the cowboy something, cowboy bebop, and that's not what it is. But it was it was it was really good. It was like a tangy barbecue sauce with some jalapenos and bacon, and it was really good. And then when we went out to dinner yesterday,
Yes.
right? I still didn't eat dinner either.
Yeah.
I only had the pretzel things,
Yes.
Yeah.
which was fine. But I just did a terrible job eating on this whole thing. But then tonight at dinner, I got the Southwest salad with chicken, and it might be the best salad I think I've ever had. It was really good. So
That grilled chicken did look good.
it was really good. So that was really good. For lunch today, though, Pat and I went down after I had my little freak out about celebrity sightings. We'll say. I got this kind of pulled pork sandwich thing.
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, it was really good. I only ate about a third of it because it was so big and so filling.
Yeah. And you don't want to eat all of it and then get like
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah. Also, like, I knew I was going to be interviewing people later, and like I specifically said no onions and no like the sauce that goes on it.
Yeah.
And it was just like plain pork, which was fine. It was still really good, but like I did it to not breathe on people.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is not going to be great if I get onions.
No.
There's some fries that Roger from Gamma has. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
That he got and took a picture. He said it was really good. I'm like, I was interested in that, so maybe I might get it just to try it before we head out and have to leave. Well, we're still gonna try to go get pizza. So.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so, anything else, Corey, that you snacked on? Or that was pretty much it?
No, not that I can think of.
I do want
really.
to piggyback on the energy drink thing. So I've never been to PAX before, and watching all the vlogs of like people who have been to PAX, there's always an energy drink company inside PAX, and I am so disappointed this year there was no energy
What are you
drink
talking about?
company.
Mountain Dew Zuma.
That is not an energy drink. I was expecting like G
Also-
Fuel or Monster, Red
Also,
Bull. Something.
There were 2 Dunkin' booths and 0 coffee.
Zero coffee. Yeah. All they had, if it was coffee wise, you had to like step outside of like the perimeter hole, and it was one, and it was just black coffee. That's all they had. No lattes, no espresso
They
shots.
didn't even have little creamers or anything.
Yeah, because
Not that I saw, at
I
least.
didn't see any.
their Dunkin' was right by the hotel, but you had to go across the street and go up.
Yeah. I love energy drinks, but I'm not going to walk through rain for it. Or 40 degree, 30 degree weather.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but overall, like, I did, on the plane ride here, bought that bag of cookies that is still sitting up on the nightstand.
Yes, yes. So, well, everybody, that's it for us, Nintendo. We just want to let you guys know that there wasn't any family news because we did go to a lot of the booths and play a lot of games. So at this time, we're going to be talking about what we've been playing, PAX Edition. So everybody, we're playing with power at PAX.
Yeah.
I love that. We're going to...
It looks much better when I do it when we're in person than on screen.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Because there's that small delay.
well, it's not just that, but also, like, it's Ed's thing, but if I do it on screen, like, it just looks dumb because of where my camera is positioned, and we're not like next to each other, and it's weird. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I love the fact that playing sync when y'all both like, yeah. That was so good. So we're gonna just talk about at least 2 games that we played and give them an idea of what we think that we play. Corey, I'm gonna start with you. I know you didn't get to play a lot, but what 2 games did you do get to play?
2 games.
And
A lot more than 2 I want to talk about.
Oh, you got a lot more? Okay,
Yeah,
then.
okay, a lot is a stretch, but I have more than 2 games.
Okay, good.
I'll keep them a little bit on the shorter side, mostly because I was more asking a lot of questions at the booth than actually playing. If somebody went with me, I made them play the game, so I didn't look like I was terrible at video games like I kind of am. Especially a lot of the games that are shown at PAX are, a lot of them are 2D or classically inspired, and I am terrible at those types of games. So, when we went to the Games with Poland booth, and I went with Mary Helen, I said, look, you play the game. I don't know how to play these games, and I'm going to look terrible, and I'm going to look like I don't know what I'm doing. And I already don't look like anybody else here because I like to wear a backwards hat and a black shirt, and that's like my entire wardrobe.
Yeah.
And not full of, there's a specific way YouTubers dress, right? And it's like, I'm not downing it. I'm just saying, like, to have a personality, you have to, people become loud, not just with their voice, but with what they wear or their hair color or their headwear. And that's all good. This has been my persona for 10 years. It is not changing.
Yeah, it'll end up being your YouTube
Yeah.
or
Yeah. I mean, it's people, and like, people recognize me
right.
with the hat and with the black shirt. And quite a few people came up to me, or me and Ed, or me and Pat, and recognized me because of I look like I do.
I mean, even here at the Airbnb, when you took your hat off, everyone was like,
Yeah.
is that Corey?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, that's why I don't like to not wear my hat around people, which is strange because I really don't wear my hat anywhere else
Yeah.
at this point because I'm 37 and I'm getting to that age where like maybe you should start dressing older and not your, like you did when you were 27 when we started this podcast. But so I want to shout out the Midwest Games booth specifically, the entire booth, right? Rah Rah Boom from Guiley Games, Chris Bergman and his team have developed a really wonderful side-scrolling brawler that I really feel, and Ed, you played it.
Yes.
I don't know if you got a chance to play it or not, Cordy. Maybe before we go, you should maybe run over there and try to play it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's teenage cheerleaders from outer space with special powers trying to save the world.
Oh, it's sick.
From alien invasion. And like the movement feels really good, the combat feels really good, the special weapons, and like the I was playing with she kind of, I forget what her name is. It's I don't have my badge on. It's the sticker that I put on my badge, that character, and she kind of looks like the character from Mighty Switch Force, with the blue, like the blue kind of cop looking outfit. And yeah, kind of looks like that, but like in a Mega Man art style almost.
Yes.
She has a rocket launcher that has like, in the demo it had infinite ammo. I don't know if it really does or not, or I just got a bugged version where I had infinite ammo, but I was just spamming it.
It was designed that everybody had infinite
ammo. Okay. So, but like the specials, like you do your special move and it's like an area of attack move, but all the explosions are like rainbows, and it's so cool.
It's awesome.
And I really, I saw Chris. We had him on a spotlight first, talking about Rah Rah Boom, and at that point, Midwest Games was not involved. We were talking about it. He said it was only Steam, it's a small team. They're working on getting a publisher. There was no news. It was a really interesting conversation, and just his kind of background in game design, and his background personally going into game design, and what he just loves about games, and why Rah Rah Boom is what it is, right? It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up because he loved Ninja Turtles and those classic Konami beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
This game is phenomenal. It's he's aiming to get it on everything. Midwest Games seems to be pushing to get it on everything, and obviously Major Nelson's involved there now, which is, Larry Herb worked at Xbox for 20 some odd years. Awesome guy. Talked to him for about 10 minutes today. But yeah, I think that game is very special. The Lullaby of Life, the music game that we played.
So good. Yes.
Also very, very low key, relaxing puzzle game based around music and, button, like the way that the buttons, like the icons on the screen kind of look like the buttons you're supposed to press, but you got to go find the tool to use in the circle to kind of unlock the next area. It's a really neat game. The duck game, I always forget what the subtitle of that game is. The roguelite platformer, which everybody knows how I feel about those, but I do want to say, for what it's trying to do and the people who like those games, I think this game is built well for people who like those types of games. And there was one more game there that I didn't get to try, but the whole booth was just, they were so kind, they were so welcoming.
Yes.
They were very informative. The one woman, I don't remember anybody's names because I'm terrible with names, and I'm sorry. The woman with like the silver and purple hair, she's a tester at Midwest Games, and so she was able to tell us about, a lot of the stuff going on in the game. And the one gentleman with the beard and like the really cool slicked hair that's just like effortlessly swapped to the side, and just like, I wish I had hair like that. Deep issues here, I guess, from losing my hair. That's why the hat exists. But yeah, he was really nice and really informative about other things. And the one woman with the glasses and the shorter hair, also very friendly, gave me a bunch of Midwest Games swag and the fidget spinner and the duck and a bunch of Rah Rah Boom stickers. And then again, talked to Major Nelson for 10 minutes, but I also saw Chris on the show floor, and just a genuine dude. I will support Guiley Games until, hopefully not the end, but you know what I mean. Like they're a great studio. Also only about 3 hours from where I live. So, really
Awesome.
cool. Oh, an Ohio studio, Cincinnati. They're just outside Cincinnati. So,
Oh, nice.
Nice.
so that booth was great. Altered Alma was a cybernetic Metroidvania set in Neo Barcelona, a 2-man team, and the music was outsourced, I believe is what they said.
Wow.
I forget what the artist's name is, but the Critical Reflex and the studio is called Two Awesome Games, is the number 2 because 2 people.
Yeah.
And the artist that did their concept art is doing the art for all the games that Critical Reflex is putting out.
Mm-hmm.
So all the character designs look. I was talking to the I forget his name too. He was the CEO of Critical Reflex.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him, and I was like, man, the art across the board looks so cool, and I like how all the games kind of have a similar look, but a totally different feel across the board. He's like, yeah, it's the same artist. He's doing the key art for all of the games. And I was like, oh man. And then we got talking about Toriyama and like, you know, Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger and Dragon Ball and for a couple minutes. And then I went to play the game, and I did go back to ask him what the artist name was, but like the Iron Lord's crew was there with like, I mean, like you saw them walking around with like the microphone and the lights and the camera and like the professional setup, and there's always 6 of them around because they all have a specific job to do. And then I was like, well, I'm not getting in there to ask him the artist, so I'll just look it up later. But Altered Alma was really cool, great Metroidvania, cool weapon, the Quantum Blade, which is the first weapon that you unlock in the game to advance through the game, right? And so it's cool because when you unlock the weapon, they teleport you into this quantum realm area where it's all like digital, like blues and greens and bright pinks and purples and grid based, like really cool, like almost 80s aesthetic, Tron-esque, if you will. And you can go test the weapon out. And so you can throw it and you can warp to it to get through these, like the walls that you can't get through normally. You can throw it at an enemy and warp to the enemy and perform a special execution. And the execution changes depending on the enemy type, which is really cool, which is a really nice touch, because they didn't have to do that for an execution on different enemies. And there's a relationship status kind of thing where that's how you upgrade your weapons. So like I met this character named Harry in the game, and Harry led me on a quest to find the Quantum Blade. And as I progressed through his quest line, his friendship meter was filling up.
Oh, that's cool.
And like that's how your weapon gets stronger.
Okay.
And so that was really a neat idea to level up weapons. So it has like this relationship aspect in it. And I played it on the ROG Ally because I didn't want to play with mouse and keyboard. And then the last game I want to shout out is the game we played today, Ed. The robots. Robots at
Robots at Midnight.
Yes, thank you. David Posner, the CEO of the company and the lead designer. Like, I really like talking to devs who are really proud of their game, but are really nervous to show it off. And like Ed, as I was playing, and you were asking him questions and we were kind of relaying questions back and forth, and then you started playing and I started asking him questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could feel him not only get less nervous to talk to us about the game, but also I could feel his face like light up because we were excited to play the game and play more of the game. And that was that's like a special thing. right? And so, shout out to Finish Line Games. Your game is awesome. I love the way it looks. It has like this Breath of the Wild esque aesthetic. It's not quite Breath of the Wild, but it has that aesthetic. Souls-like combat, and I know that scares people away from it. It's not difficult, but if you are used to games like DMC and Bayonetta, the controls are a little bit different from that, which
And
you can talk about that.
I asked him that because I asked him, and I told him that I'm an action style gamer, so like DMC and Bayonetta and stuff like that. And it took him a while to kind of think of an answer, but he did deliver one. And I asked him, how does this game, like for people who play that, how does this game let them know that you got to change your skill set, your mindset, so you don't use that gameplay style in a game like this? And he came up with a great answer. He was just like, well, of course, you could craft weapons, you got a stamina bar, there's not really no combos, but you could do these things that you don't find in action stylized games. So with all this exploration and you watching the enemy and paying attention and stuff, it's a slower pace. So instead of you just trying to do flashy combos to get through fights, you have to slow your pace down, and you have to you have to be mindful when to attack and when to defend and everything. And so I really thank him for saying that, because Corey wasn't having those problems. I was. And it was kind of a control issue, the way that it was set up. But I said that to him because I'm not saying his game is bad. No. His game wasn't bad.
You're a button masher, and
right.
Slow down.
Right. And it was just like I told him this. I'm just like, my mindset goes into, I want to do a combo because this is a boss that I get to the fact that I want to beat him as quickly as I can, because that's what action stylized games do. And just like, no, you have to do it. You have to take time and do it with this. Of course, my weapon was weaker when I was fighting, but it was a boss that I was fighting, and there were some cool things. And of course, it's just pattern based, and watching, like, paying attention to it. And don't get me wrong, I definitely enjoyed this game. I told them this is something I'm definitely going to wish this on Steam, and which I told a lot of developers that I would do, because from what I play, I got a lot out of it, and I want to support them just by wishlisting it. And hopefully soon, even though if I do or don't buy it on Steam, if I find they're doing a console port on it in the future, I definitely would buy it. I told a lot of developers that I would definitely buy your games. And I'm like, this one developer, Farrah, he was talking about, we would love to have their game on Xbox, and like, I thought he said Game Pass, but he said something else, and I was just like, I would let you know, and I told him, I would let you know, even if your game came to Game Pass, I would rather buy it than go through that service, because I believe in supporting you guys. And he was just like, well, thank you. He's just like, that's really nice to hear. And everything. But for this game, it really, as long as they develop it and get it together, he was just like, we scrapped it 3 times to get this game to where it's at. And I thought that was really cool. I love the fact that we bounce off playing and asking no questions, because we didn't have really questions prepared or anything, but I had to ask them, the history of his game, what they're trying to achieve, the play style, and the people who are not into Souls games like that, or Soul adventure games like that, how do they get into it? And then Corey asked his questions to it, and when he said, before we even started it, I was trying to catch you, but it was kind of too late. You were happy that this game is coming to Xbox because a lot of indies at the show weren't coming to Xbox. And Xbox, not saying they need all the games, but they need some indie support back.
Yeah.
And like, to that point, and I'll get back to robots at midnight in a second, but there were a lot of indies there, and the games that I played, I asked if it was coming to Xbox, and a lot of them either said Steam only, or Steam and Switch first, or no, we're not coming to Xbox. The only games that were coming to Xbox were either the ones that were tagged with Game Pass signs or had ID at Xbox employees working at the booth.
Yeah.
And that was, I think I saw 3 booths that had Xbox, including Robots at Midnight. And so, yeah, it's sad for the Xbox community that, we have to keep begging for games to go over there. And, indies, obviously Switch is like the greatest place for indies, but a lot of people care about their achievements and care about indies on the TV and don't care. And if Xbox is going to put a handheld out, which is very looking more and more likely based on rumors and stories and things that people have heard, and the indies are going to do better when Xbox puts a handheld out. And so, but back to Robots at Midnight, it was, there's a really cool dash mechanic. I love the dash mechanic.
Yes.
I love the rolling mechanic. I like the fact that when you were fighting that boss, you could dash into the boss, kick it in the face, and then press Y for like a heavy attack down on the boss. It was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
And then it would hurt him. Yeah. It's for him to stop to attack, and then you go and punch him some more.
And 2 things about it. He did say the controls would be customizable.
Yes.
And so like I said, it has Souls-inspired combat, which means the combat is on the triggers instead of the face buttons.
Yeah.
A lot of games, 2 major franchises that have actually moved that direction since Dark Souls kind of made it popular. God of War has combat on the triggers, and Assassin's Creed now, like since Origins, has the combat on the triggers. And so with you being that direction, and you know how much I really love Assassin's Creed, my fingers were already trained to use the shoulder buttons. And so like where some things in that game came easier to you and the combat was harder because your mind is trained for DMC and Bayonetta and stuff like that.
And even like Zelda and the video games like that, it's the face buttons.
My brain was already trained for hundreds of hours on Assassin's Creed Odyssey and playing through both God of War games and stuff like that. So like, I'm not a Souls player by any stretch of the imagination, but like the fact that they implemented it made it, okay, well, this is this type of game.
Which is kind of the opposite, because I need my dodge and the rolls on my left and my right because of playing games that way. It feels natural to me. Dashing, and I explained to him, I play Mega Man X, and so when I need to dodge and dash, I need it on my right because I'm using my right hand for the attack thing. But that's because it's on the face button. It's never the opposite. So it was good for us to have that discussion and ask him, can you customize the controller? And I think he was kind of surprised that he was getting all of these questions, but it was helpful to us and helpful to him. Getting the feedback, asking these questions, because that makes the game better, and it makes us be like, okay, in my mind, we can't wait to play your game. We're not going to criticize it. We're not going to judge it. But we got your game in mind because we played it here at PAX. And now we want to see what you guys going to do because we're excited to play for it.
Yeah. So those were like the major kind of games that I really enjoyed playing. Of course, we saw other games, but you can go to the website, bossrush.net, to check out a lot of the other games that, I played or, everybody else played. and obviously you guys are going to talk about the games you guys played, right? But like,
Yes.
I'm going to stop there.
Okay. Cordy, what games did you play? Experience.
So like the first day, I somehow got lost in like this
The first
area.
day?
Yeah, first day.
I got lost every day.
Right. Well, I got in like this area and I'm trying to figure out like what kind of games do you play like in the first hour, right? And I bumped into this like it's small. I didn't know what it was, but they had like posters all against their wall. And the one poster that caught my eye, it was like it says divorce. And it has a little sad tomato on it. I really wanted to buy the poster. I thought it was hilarious. But I went up and I talked to them. It's like a startup indie development whatnot, and I believe they're called Sometimes Why. And I started talking to one of the people that were at the booth, and so they have a game called Part of You. At first I thought it was called Place It, and so that's what I've been talking about this game, like, oh yeah, Place It. But it's called Part of You, and you're pretty much like a character who's trying to find their identity in like a circus, and you're trying to help the circus find like who they are also. And it's got like the outside of the game is like 3D based, but the characters are 2D, and so it has like that, I don't know, like a little bit of a Paper Mario theme to it, but like the color grade of it is more like Borderlands, like dark, a little bit of dingy, but like it's just there. And I played that one. I had a hard time with the controllers a little bit because the control option on the screen was mouse, but they gave me like a controller for it. And then talking to them, they saw that I was like having an issue with the game and were trying to figure it out. And it ended up crashing, but like looking into the game more, it's got like a really good storyline to it. And I even went back like 3-4 times and went back around and was like, can I play this again? Like, can I try this one more time? And then that night I even went to their Steam and they have a game before it. That's like their head honcho like startup game. And I downloaded it to my Steam, and I don't know, I really enjoyed that game. I also went to, I think the company's called Noveline.
Noveline, yes.
Yeah, with the game, the Pickady's Puzzle Museum.
Yes.
That one really caught my heart because, so it's a puzzle game, but like the story behind it, it's a mother and her 2 sons. One of her son is the music artist for it, and then I think the other son is like the publisher
Which
for
I forgot
it.
to tell you, the mother was there.
Really? You met the mother?
I didn't get the chance to meet the mother, but she was with me. She had to leave. I think she was with her husband or something.
Okay.
Or she was with a guy. But this girl came up to her and told her, thank you for your books and your work, because it really inspired me to get into the stuff that about this and that and just everything. Their books were on sale, and I might have to order their books.
Yeah, I'm going to have to order it because I don't have any room in my suitcase.
Exactly. But yeah, the mother was there. She was in the shirt and everything, and she was leaving and something. One of the sons were there. Everybody else was workers.
Yeah.
So, and I just like, did you guys have the developer or co-developers here and everything, and the PR people, the helpers? They were just like, he's right there. And I went to him and I shook his hand. I said, hello, my name is from Boss Rush Media. I would love press A to skip.
Right.
But I'm just like, I got the email that she sent me. He says, yeah, I sent out the email.
That's awesome.
He's like, thank you for checking out our game. What I did, I did the jigsaw puzzle that was there, and you got to choose how many pieces you want. Do you want 9? You want 16? Or you want like this many? And then there was just other puzzles. I think I can't wait to play the full game. But we talked just a little bit, and I didn't get to record it. And stuff, but we talked about it, and he was just like, yeah, they've been in the business for 13 years.
Wow.
They took their mother's artwork their mother's stories and created these books, and that led to them creating this game. They said I think they have a previous game that they released in 2015 or 17, and then once they released that, they started working on this game.
Oh, nice.
So this game has been kind of like in development, and they have the goldfish art and stuff, but their story, just talking to him was really cool. And I'm like, I know you guys got a lot to do, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but he gave me his card. I gave him his. I'm like, I really want to do a spotlight video. So I could hear it, because I'm like, this is the first time of me hearing of your company, and you make phenomenal children artwork. You like just the style. Is very impressive, and that's one thing I probably want to do next year at PAX, because I was really trying to ask everybody, art style wise, what inspired them to do the art. I like realistic graphics here and there, but I'm like, these games pop here at PAX, and I want to know what inspired you to choose that art style and stuff. Yeah, they were phenomenal, and kids were playing on the iPad and stuff. Like they had like 4 stations, and I was super happy to see people enjoying it.
And I think this is the actual, like, the first booth that they had that had like books that were also being sold. And the book is so cool. It's like about a little girl and a squirrel and their adventures, and just like the style of it. And I'm sorry. Oh, I thought it was like my bad.
No, I'm showing interest by looking at you while you're talking.
But just like the style of the book, it like really caught my attention, and I was even asking him, I was like, I personally feel like it shouldn't be a game. I feel like it should be like an animated series about a girl and a squirrel, and then I guess the last game I went to, because the art style, I went to Static City Games. I think that's what they're called.
I think I missed their booth.
Yeah, and I played Worlds of Grimm, and it's really good. If you're like a Hearthstone's type of game, but you need something maybe a little bit easier, because World of Grimm was like a whole lot easier to understand. And then getting excited about their artwork. So the artwork that they have on the cards, Snow White, Hansel and Gretel, who else did I see? They have a Rapunzel one, and it's not like Disney versions of the card games. They hired, I think, like 12 or 20 different artists to come up with their own versions of Snow White, of Rapunzel, of Rumpelstiltskin, of all the characters, which was like super cool. And it's like just like their different art styles. So like Rapunzel's, right? She's like some cyber queen. She's not, the girl stuck up in her tower with her stuff. And then Snow White's is all stained glass. The card was. And then what's really cool about the game is, so you can compete with people online, but instead of like sitting in the queue for like 10-20 minutes, or you're waiting for a person to pop up, if it takes like 5 to 10 seconds, if you don't have a person to match you, it will be like the computer system itself, but you won't know that it is computer generated. You'll assume that it's a person playing with you. And talking with him, the developer, about it, and he's like, I wanted it to make it feel like, like every person's getting a person, even if it is AI, but like that AI doesn't know your every move. Like they've made it to where it's not, my grandma likes to call it the magnets in the game, where like it knows your every move. And I don't know. I think that's gonna be like one of the games I download. I really enjoyed it.
All right.
I really did.
For me, I played a lot because I had a lot of appointments that I interviewed. I started off with Lucid from Apogee Games. great Celeste. They call it Celestvania. With the great game, great flow with it. I did have some problems with some of the controls because I not told them I haven't played Celeste, and because my body and handset resorted to Mario and Mega Man
Right.
X. I kind of had that problem, but I was just like, when you get the flow of it and like it going fast and it has the Sonic the Hedgehog kind of feel to it, it's going to be a really great game. Fantastic 8-bit sprite. I love the title screen.
Yeah.
I literally told them that. I'm like, at the bottom they had this design. I'm like, yes, I need this as a poster. I was just like, but I need this to be on the shirt or something.
Yeah.
Like, this title screen is super beautiful. And he was just like, oh, thank you. I'll tell the creator and all of that. And I played it, and I told him, my pros and cons with it. And I told him that, yeah, I'm having a problem with it because I haven't played it, Celeste, but that's a me thing,
Right.
not him. I'm cool with the way that he designed it, but there was just some issues. And he was just like, I love the feedback that you're giving. And
Right.
I told him, and I guess we kind of, I think that's what the thing about it is. Just like, I guess he loved having someone who never played Celeste try to play this and have a hard time
Right.
getting it than just people who have played Celeste and be able to beat it with ease and be like, oh yeah, it was good. It's the, I think he giving him that feedback will help him get the balance and stuff. And so I'm like, I should play it makes me want to play Celeste so I can learn the game. I got Celeste on Xbox. So I just need to play that and study how that game goes and stuff.
Right.
And get used to the controls. After that, I went and played, and I'm just gonna put all three games together for this one. I played Big Boy Boxing, Star Vendors, and Chicken Police Into the Hive. I'm gonna start with Big Boy Boxing because everything is hand animated in that
Really?
game.
That's awesome.
It's literally pixel based. It's a boxing game that's been inspired by Cuphead and Punch Out.
Okay.
So it is a boss rush with a little bit of a little bit of souls, but you get 3 hits. After your 3rd hit, you got to start all over. I played against this cute girl named Trigger Happy, and she's like, she started out a little cute, and then she'll get angry and she'll bring out this big kind of sucker looking thing with a big ball of death.
Oh.
And this pink. And so your thing is, the Cuphead part is like the difficulty, and you just fighting the boss because it's a boss rush mode.
Yeah.
The punch out part comes out when you're fighting, you're ducking. You get like 3 superpowers of which is electric and be able to punch them. The thing about it is they made the AI smart. So if you move early, the AI will follow because you move too early and hit you quickly.
Oh, wow.
And so, and this is not annoying, but it's smart also. When you get hit, the screen kind of goes dark because you're stunned. So you have to hurry up and get out before you get hit again and stuff. And
man.
so it will stun you every time you get hit. Like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like you get punched and you lose sound in your ear. It's that kind of thing. And it's really cool. Me and their project manager, Andrea Alvarez, she was fighting her, and she could never beat her. She can't beat her. So I was able to beat her. And what I like about the game is it gives you that. If it was an arcade game, I want to put another token in. It's that one more time feel to it.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, so Big Boy Boxing is a great game. They had a previous edition of it that they had on Icho, I think. It's like a kind of indie thing.
Okay.
But they refined it, put in new graphics or put in a new engine, and put it out. I know it's coming on PC, and I think it's gonna come out on other platforms. And later on, Star Vendor is a it's a roguelike strategy system, and what it is that they give you 5 cards, and you have to use those cards to defeat your opponent, to blow them up before they get into your last 3 bottom. If they get into your last 3 bottom and you don't hit them, they explode, which causes you damage. You get hit 5 times, it's game over.
Right.
You can progress and and save, but only for the world. You do not get to keep any of your cards if you lose. And so there was one person who did beat everything, which was cool, but it has you could throw bombs, you could throw fire. In order to move, you got to play a card, and if you it gives you overheat system. So if you overheat, it burns one of your cards.
Oh, shoot.
You get burned, and if you on your third, or if you're on your second one, and you decide you have to strategize. You sacrifice to get 5 new cards, or you overheat and burn some important cards, but to stop them. And so, me not thinking, and I got to talk to the developer Star Vendor. They're a 3-man team. 2 of them was here. I talked to one of the co-founders. The other co-founder was there. They're from Canada, and they all were friends in school and university. And so they decided to make this game. And he's a big strategy board game tabletop player. So the game is using all the stuff that he's been inspired to make this game. And so just learning it and everything, and I just got I didn't record. Once again, I should have recorded. That's the thing. Eddie, record these conversations that you have with him.
Yeah.
What I loved about him was that I got to talk to him about Fire Emblem, and I said to him that I understand this is a card-based strategy. You got to make decisions, but was Fire Emblem strategy from the yin yang days with it, did that play a role? And he's just like, no, not really. It was really just me playing card games, tabletop stuff, because that's you have to think out and be strategic, and you have to make some sacrifices to them. So that one was really good, and I really enjoyed talking to him. It was funny because for a lot of the interviews, I asked them what their favorite snack was, and
Shocker.
You did like that with most people, right? You asked them about their snack.
Yeah, literally for every interview that I did with people, besides Noveline, I asked them for a snack. Well, Robots at Midnight, the guy was just like, he loves to snack on popcorn, and he makes it homemade in a pot and stuff. And I asked him cheese, caramel. He said it didn't matter to him.
Oh, wow.
And I did that because I'm just like, I know you're tired, and hopefully I make the interviews fun, and just to hear people from around where they come from, what their favorite food is.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so fantastic to hear.
I also wonder, not to cut you off or anything, but like, I also wonder if they, they're so, a lot of, if they are lucky enough to have PR people there, right? They're so media trained to answer certain questions specific ways, and it's always interesting to ask them something different.
Yeah.
Because, David Posner's different. He's the lead designer of the game, but like the PR people, right? Like, that are trained to ask you questions. Like I had this with one of the games that I played where I kept asking questions, and the PR person had to like walk away and ask someone the answer to the question, and that was kind of it's kind of annoying, but like also like it's weird when they don't have the answer, but the question you ask is like something I feel like somebody would normally ask, or like in your situation, you try to ask a couple fun questions, and they don't expect it, and I think a lot of that too is like especially smaller developers, they just like they are so like they're so in the weeds of their game, and then when they go to show it, they're nervous that it'll break, or they'll find a bug, or the buttons won't work, or the controller won't connect right. Like we had that issue with Questmaster, and I mean, Ed, you and I have been around long enough to know that we know how vertical slices and game builds work.
Yes.
And Cordy, I think you probably, if you didn't already know, learned a lot about it this week, right? Like,
Yeah.
These are unreleased, untested, not even in early access demos.
Yeah.
Most of them, right? And so there are like, and I could tell when we were playing Robots at Midnight, I could tell by the way he was like navigating us through the world, that he didn't want us to go certain places because it would either break, or the world wasn't finished, or there weren't assets there. I could like, and that's not a complaint. Uh-oh. That's not a complaint. I'm gonna go check on that. But just keep recording and we'll get the sound, whatever. That's not a complaint at all. And I appreciate him steering us away from that,
Yes.
if possible, because that gives us the best possible experience to enjoy the game, and that ultimately will sell the game to somebody, or not sell the game to somebody, because 90% of the people that were there don't understand that.
Yes.
Yeah, as like a person that like just goes through the showroom they're just like, I want to go figure out what this game is, and if I'm gonna buy it or if I'm not. But then you have like publishers, and you have like like people like us. We're like, okay, we can take a hard left, or we could try to take a hard right, and the guy's like, please don't do that, because this, and you end up knowing like that's going to happen too, which is like,
and that was the thing about this show. And I'm gonna get back into the games that I play and talk about. Was that I went into stuff to play before I went to my appointments or interviews. And the reason why I did that is because I want to get knowledgeable about the game. I was never upset or mad about any bugs or it breaking or anything like that. I expected, they say it's early alpha, these are early demos. Not everything is just like tight and stuff. I already understand that. And so when I got to my appointments and I got to the interviews, I always talked about what I played. I asked them questions of, what inspired them and all of this stuff. I never judged them about the game. I did say that, okay, I know this is early access. I know this is an early demo and everything. But what I got of it, I see potential. I see this and I see that, and they were so happy to get that feedback. There was one big thing that I always, I always asked each of them. Even the, I think I also asked this at the Academy of Art, but I always asked them. And it wasn't confirmation or anything, but it's just like, do you hope to have your game in a Nintendo Direct or an Indie Direct? Is that something that you're striving for after you do a PC release or anything? Or is this just something, a dream to have it because of this and that and everything? And for them, they were just like, yeah, just to have that visibility. And I told them, like, even if your game doesn't do well or anything, but you guys are still in the business, hopefully that they know that the Indie Direct and the Nintendo Direct gives them that visibility, because what people don't see at PAX or they don't know about PC if they see it in there, people are going to get intrigued to buy your game, which leads you to go to social media or go to your social media content planner and stuff and see the responses, because people are going to tag. And once that happens, if your game is good enough, just for the Nintendo viewpoint, if this carries even over to their next console, that physical version is going to be asked for. And I know you guys probably going to have to see if you can get a publisher or someone to help you with it. If people are willing to not only buy your game digitally at whatever price point, but willing to give you $40 or $50 for it, they will. Like a lot of games there, people would double dip. So, but Star Vendors really had a great presentation, and it was just great to talk to. And they moving around and everything, and they was probably kind of nervous and stuff. But I just had a great time talking to them and playing their game. Chicken Police Into the Hive is a pet detective noir adventure game. So it is point and click. It has voice acting in it. This is their second game, but it's their first game from Joystick Adventure that they are publishing. A Joystick Venture, I should say. They do have another game I think they published and developed and put on Steam. Called the developers is called The Wild Gentleman. They weren't there or anything, but it's a really fun game. It does have combat in it, so you get a revolver, and you do get a shotgun, and you could practice at the gun practice in like the police department and stuff. You get to make not quotation, you get to make decisions and your responses to people, and they show you, did you make that person happy, did you piss them off, or do you go neutral, and if they trying to say the F word, they'd be like, oh, cluck.
Oh my god.
And and the writing is funny, and the writing is good, and I cannot wait. I asked Andrea, do they plan on for like speaking, are they planning to use other voices from different languages? And they were just like, she was like, they hope so. There's probably something they're probably gonna be looking forward to and everything, because the demo is long and stuff, and the voice acting was phenomenal and everything, and it's just funny, starting the game off with your partner being drunk and being kicked out, and saying, Laura, why you do this to me? It's so funny. And I think I was telling you, Courtney, that there's a baseball on the ground. You're trying to get your partner's attention, but he's too drunk and yelling at his girlfriend. So he picks up the baseball. You could you could click on your item, get the ball, and then click it on your partner. And it goes into a cutscene that the ball is going down, and it hits Marty. He's like, it's so funny that he clocked him with the baseball bat, and they got him right together, because he was just like, dude, you didn't have to do that. And so it was really good. Chicken Police Into the Hive is a game that I'm definitely looking forward to, and shout out to Joystick Venture. I'm personally like a big supporter of them now. Like in playing their games. PM Studios, Cricket is kind of like this JRPG, really beautiful game. I didn't get a chance to play it, but I got to interview the creator for it, and so I'm going to be writing something for that, transcribing it, so I'm super excited. I got to talk to Chris, who was their marketing director, and we just talked about PM Studios and how they look for independent games and how they help them, and I even asked him the snack question also, and very fun with him.
What was his snack?
What was his snack? Chocolate milk.
Oh, nice.
He said that, and I was like, yes. He's just like, I don't care what brand it is. If it's chocolate milk, I'm down for it. He was really, really cool. I got to talk to Enrique, who is a developer at Pocket Trap. I've been talking about this game all week, so I'm sorry everybody. But Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo is a 16-bit Zelda Game Boy Advance style game where you attack with a yo-yo, and you can do different moves. And the what I played was the beginning of like the prologue of the game, but there's other places. There're going to be dungeons, open world, side quests. You have like 5 pages of 20 spots of abilities that you can add to your yo-yo. And so you can end up by the looks of it, you'll have 100 abilities if you can find it. You could do special attacks, which is like a rapid attack. You could do walk the dog, so you'll get up and you'll walk the dog and around it. It has your auntie. Something happens to her, and she ends up being a spirit inside the yo-yo.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of Skyward Sword kind of ability, and it's so good with that. And you can like just throw the yo-yo, and the more you play, the more you'll gain new abilities for it. It's my game of the show. Just man, it's so good with it. And Enrique is so wonderful. I got to I think I played this game. He invited and he seen me, and I was just like, he's like, would you like to play? I was like, yeah. And so he was talking about the game, talking about the developers, and he was just like, oh, you're good at this. I was just like, yeah. I was like, he got the stuff. There was just stuff I didn't know that he told me. Once you hit the pause button or menu button, you can find out everything. And man, it's so good. I'm like, oh, this game is going to do numbers. This game, and I told him, I'm like, his game was the only game that I was just like, if you release this as a demo, or you were selling this as a demo right at the store at this time, I would give you straight $40 for it. It was awesome. It's so good. So PM Studios, they were top notch. Really enjoyed their games. Got to play this fighting game called One Sport Fighting or something like that. And really good game. The combo system is kind of weird. It's a 6-button fighter. The combo system was kind of weird with it, but I beat another opponent. The guy that I was fighting looked like Sebastian. I was just like, I thought you were sick, but that game was good. Astro Fighters 2, which is a 8-player a 6-player shooting game in the form like a Geometry Wars, but you're fighting other opponents. You could fight in your ship, or you could land into the building and do melee combats. And when you look at it, you think that it's some else, but it's wolves fighting. It's available on PlayStation. I think Switch. It's like a 2-player. Not 2-player. It's their second game, but it was kind of cool just sitting around 5 other people playing it and straight laughing and having a good time. So I definitely enjoyed that. I won't be long, but the Academy of Art, I played 2 games that their students made. Thief is like a top-down Zelda action game, even though you don't find any treasure or anything. You literally just fight, and it's a dungeon crawler kind of
favorite
room. The thing about it is that because they can't animate animate the person like walking up to like do swing attacks. You just move him in like one kind of animation look, swinging attacks and stuff.
Okay.
Which it's a student game, so
Yeah.
that's understandable.
Hey, kudos to them for making a game. I went to like art gaming school, and that
Yeah.
took forever to do.
Yeah, it's a game that they've been working on. So they get a year to make all of that.
Wow.
So they plan and start in the summer, and by March or February, they are done, or they have to get it done. David Goodwin, who teaches the class, takes the games that they chose.
Yeah.
Whatever they make, that's it. There's no change or anything. And he takes it to different conventions to have people play it and to give them feedback. So I definitely enjoyed Teeth. And then Hex Hydra, is some kind of name like that, was a first person like medieval game. The frame rate wasn't up to snuff, but that's unexpected. It wasn't a bad game. It was just they made there were screen problems with it.
Yeah.
That like your enemy is big and you're trying to attack and you can't tell that if you're hitting or something. It has an energy bar, but because the enemy is all in your face,
Right.
you can't see it. So
Right, you need to back up a little bit.
right.
Hit you.
Right.
Yeah.
So the hit detection was going to kind of be off. I did beat the boss. There was two kids who, I won't say annoying, but they were just like, when you're done, can we play? I was just like, okay. I'm like, if you want to, but I'm like, if you guys play, I didn't say this to them because their parents was there. I was just like, y'all about to hate this because y'all think it's just a video game. And I'm like, no, this is a student game. And then I got to talk to David about all of that. Which was a really good thing. It was really good to actually pick his brain and stuff.
Yeah.
And just talk about it. And his favorite snack, which is going to be in the article, is sushi.
Oh,
and
wow.
he said, I'm so upset with myself because I introduced my kids to sushi. And you know, sushi gets expensive.
It's so
Yeah.
bad with kids.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, and then there are some games that were
Someone that didn't play a lot. You sure played a lot.
Yeah. Thought this was only 3.
Yeah. This is like 3 days worth of games.
there is some questionable content stuff that I did play, and just some stuff that I was just like, okay, I get what it is, but there's just problems with it. And
Yeah.
I understand you guys are in early access. I know you guys are working toward it, but I'm like, this doesn't feel like it has passion in it. You know, everything that I play feel like they got passion or they're working towards something and you can get an idea
Right.
for it. I did want to play Farah, but I didn't get a chance. A lot of people were playing it, but I got to talk to the art director who, that I have a crush on. But but we're gonna leave that.
Pharaoh was a cool looking game. I talked to one of the women working the booth. She was part of the development team. I don't remember what part of the development team, but she was really nice and at explaining, the mechanics of the game, even though I
Yes.
wasn't playing it, and like talking about the glide and the grappling hook and how they want the combat to feel very agile and versatile and visceral, but also like air combat was kind of like a focus for them. So that was really
And she was going around being eager. She's like the Asian looking lady. She was eager to pass out cards and get people to play and stuff. And I walked up to her. I'm just like, "Hi, I'm sorry, I was trying to get your attention. Hi, my name is this Boss Rush, da da da." And she's like, "Oh, hi," and I asked her, I'm just like, I just had to ask the question, who did this banner? Who did the art and stuff? And she's like, "Oh, the art director's over here. You want to go?" And we walked over there and we talked, and I got to talk to him. And it was a good conversation that I didn't record. It was a good conversation because I actually got to ask him about art.
Yeah.
And what inspired him to do art and games and stuff. And I'm like, "Man, you will be my husband though in a quick second." He said Secret of Mana and Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, and that was it for me. I was just like, and ready to pass out. And we had a really, really good discussion. And he was scheduled to leave close to that time, and I didn't want to take up too much of his time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if he's there tomorrow, I hope I get to see him. I got his card and everything. He's another person I want to have a spotlight, because just like, as an art director that he is, I'm like, this is so good. And I told him, like I said earlier, like, that is a game that needs to be on X Series X.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it needs it because it needs to show off what the system can do. Beautiful. That game was just so gorgeous. But I'm gonna stop there, everybody.
You are? Oh.
Yes.
No, keep going. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, please.
Oh wow. So but I think we're gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, but also it's 1 o'clock in the morning and we have 1 day left of PAX as of this recording. Plus we're all traveling home tomorrow.
Yes.
At the same time.
We should probably, not that I mean, we don't like to cut shows short, but at the same time, we still have half a day to go and travel tomorrow. So
Yes.
we'll talk more about it next week, I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So with that, everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Whenever you see this episode, we are live at PAX East. Hopefully we guys will see us in 2025 doing this again.
Yes.
With the crew. But everybody, we will see you later. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Bye, everybody.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.